Setting boundaries is often difficult because the people we often need to set them with have great positions of either power or influence in our life. For example, our parents or siblings, coworkers, or a boss at work. These are examples of people that we want to get along with, that we either care about or want to respect and maintain a good relationship with. However, once we set a boundary with someone, we have to be prepared to reinforce it because oftentimes they will test that boundary. Just like little kids will push and push until they find the limits, often adults are like that. We want to know where we stand, if you truly mean what you say, and oftentimes we're just not used to it. We've been getting along just fine without having to listen to that boundary, and so we just continue to do the same things despite that having been discussed. And so when you're reinforcing a boundary, it can feel really, really difficult because you're like, hey, we talked about it, they should know, but it often takes repetition. In fact, every time it's going to take repetition, and you're going to sound like a broken record, and that's okay. You don't have to keep explaining your boundary once it is set. However, you will have to keep reinforcing it. So say you and your husband have made a decision together, and then nosy mother-in-law pokes her head in and says, oh, well, have you thought about this and that? You should do this. And she's really pressuring for you to make a decision one way or the other. And so you lovingly say, those are really great ideas. Thanks for your suggestions. I'm going to discuss those with my husband, and together we are going to make a decision that works best for us. And then she might say, okay, but blah, 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 blah. Here's some more what ifs and this and that and more things for you to consider. And then simply, instead of being frustrated again, you sound like a broken record. Thank you for your input. Me and my husband will discuss it and we will make that decision together. And eventually they will catch on. They will realize that you're not going to budge. And boundaries aren't mean, they're not inappropriate. They're simply reinforcing something that is natural and should already be in place. For example, a husband and wife together making decisions and not letting their parents or their in-laws into the decision-making process and dividing them or making wedges in their relationship. Another thing you'll see is when children reach the age of 18 or they're in their early adult years, their parents will still treat them like children. They will still try to enforce what they want on their kids, even though they're capable, well, they should be capable young adults. And so they have to learn for the first time in their life to set a boundary, to say, thank you for your input, Mom. However, it is my decision, and I hope you can support me in whatever I decide. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate all that you have to say. It shows how much you still care about me. I will make the decision that is best for me, and I appreciate your support. And that verbiage in different forms, sounding like a broken record over and over again, to reinforce that you are an adult, you are capable of making decisions, that it is your decision to make, and that you're responsible for the decisions that you make. The difficult part is not just setting the boundary, it's then reinforcing it. But know that it's okay to sound like a broken record, and that is often what you're going to have to do in order to properly reinforce it.